my crush just texted me. What should I say? So nice you were able to make it to our date.
Yeah, so I was SA'd when I was younger and my ex abused me, but I am still not over him. Also, like, did I mention that I have a lot of past trauma? This other guy that just walked by was really cute. Also, did I mention I have a dick?
Hold on, excuse me, what's that? Are you single? What? No way! I can't believe this. You're single in 2025? Oh my goodness, this is it's so over for you. It is done. I'm sorry, your dating life is done. Is what I would have said a few years ago. Because there is a stark contrast between your dating life as a teenager versus dating as an adult. It is so much different. It is so much, not weirder, but it's more interesting. Because there's a lot of people that think like, oh my gosh, you know, I didn't get anyone in high school. That's it. I'm done. My dating life is over. I'm never gonna get a relationship ever in my life. But I'm sorry, that's just not true. It was the same thing for me. Literally in high school, I never got anyone. Never got any attraction from girls at all, period. Especially didn't help because my school was so small. Also, I'm not sure if anyone noticed. It might have even been the first thing you noticed when looking at this video. Guys, I got a new camera. I know, new camera. No more weird BS graininess in the background. It's also way smoother. Like, whoa. Look at this. You can see all the detail. You can see me have mental breakdowns and complain about life in greater resolution now. Not 4K, because if I record in 4K, it's gonna make the file size too large and I can't import it into Premiere. But anyway, the reason why it seems like everything is so over if you haven't had any action past a certain point, like some people just think past high school their life is done, it's over, especially if you peaked in high school. But for me, my dating life literally didn't get started until I became an adult. Even in the video where I literally describe the story and how I lost my virginity, might be too much. Am I saying too much? This is too much detail. I literally didn't lose it until I was 18, until after I became a legal adult. And then since then it's only gotten even better. That's the thing. That's the hidden thing with guys. As a guy, right? As you progress as a man, as you become an alpha male, no. As you get older as a guy, as you get more experience, as you mature, you can say, it becomes so much easier to get a partner. That's what I've learned. It's even like, I've seen so many cases to where it's like people don't start getting play until their 30s even. The reason why I kind of started off in the beginning like that, was like, oh, it's so over, is because a lot of people around them, especially in school, I definitely felt this when I was in school as well. It feels like if you don't lose your virginity after a certain age, you're over, you're done. Like, you're an incel. I don't know where this came from and why this pressure is mounting ever so slightly, even more and more and more every single year. It's just dumb. You know, many years ago, the reason why I say this is because this is just how I was raised, and that's how I've seen what I've seen in my family, is that people didn't lose their virginity until their 20s, like mid-20s, early 30s. I know, guys, I know people were doing it in their teenage years, I know, but they just kept it more sealed. But the reason why I said it like that in that video is because that's just what my parents told me. That's just how it was back then. Because my dad was telling me that he didn't lose his virginity until he was like 27. So that's just always what I carried with me, is that like, oh, it was just, you know, people valued relationships a lot more back then. I'm ranting too much. Anyway, there's a bunch of pros and cons to dating as a teenager versus dating as an adult, but one of them is the fact that when you're a teenager, you're going through puberty, so your skin is breaking out everywhere, all this acne, all the freaking time, and it's a pain to deal with. Because of your raging hormones at this time, you can even just straight up get rejected by everyone. It's like, you look gross.
You look disgusting.
And that's why I'm proud to announce today's sponsor, Tej Hanley. I know. Guys, please just bear with me. Tej Hanley's skincare systems are designed around routines, the same way you live your life. Simple and uncomplicated. They require just a few minutes in the morning and before bed, so you can stay focused on what matters to you most. Implementing a visually effective skincare routine will start boosting your confidence in every aspect of your life. Tej Hanley's performance-driven formulas address men's different needs, so you'll feel great about the way your skin looks and feels, whether you're starting a new job or going on your first date. Boom. I recommend starting with their level 1 system, system which comes with all the essentials: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20, and a PM moisturizer. Oh, and to make it super simple for guys like us, because you know I'm very dumb, as all of you know, they provide this little cheat sheet in every box telling you what to use and how to use it and in what order. Teach Hanley's got your back when it comes to skin, including acne. This is their acne clearing breakout busting routine called Teach Clear. It's a powerful system that gives you everything you need to win the fight against acne. But you know, that's not just me saying that, because you know, they have over 16,000 5-star reviews worldwide, and Teach Hanley thinks you'll agree, which is why they give you their handsome guarantee. If you like it, great, or if you don't, then you can get a full refund, no questions asked. So you don't lose anything. Now, if you use my link in the description, you can save up to 40% off your first box today, and you get a gift valued at $20. Plus, sign up as a member with my link down below, and you can get 20% off for life. And once again, thank you Teach Hanley for sponsoring this video. Okay, but let's say skin isn't an issue for you. So now there's like two different sides of the coin. It's either like, you know, it can be the tall Chad, you know, that guy, the jock in high school, or if you're anything like me, you're the short guy. There is one pro to dating in your teenage years that is definitely way better than in adulthood, and it's that girls are more receptive to you, at least as a guy. It's a lot easier to just go up to people and start a conversation and not have it be weird, because it's just like you're in a school environment. It's like, oh yeah, everyone talks to each other, of course. But one thing that sucks about this, and this is where dating as an adult becomes really good, there's this pressure on you for whenever you would approach someone in school, especially if your friends were looking, you know, if they hyped you up like, dude, she's so into you, man, go get him, and then you go up to them, you get rejected, and now everyone in the school is laughing at you for it. That doesn't happen as an adult. I feel like an experience like that can like emotionally scars some people, you know, to where they just fear any type of social interaction as an adult. So what I mean by this, right, is that if you do the same thing in person, you know, you approach someone you think is attractive and then they reject you, then that's it. There's no gossip in school about it. There's no one saying like, oh my gosh, did you see what they did? Do you believe that? Wow, what a loser for getting rejected. Like, no, that doesn't happen in the adult world. You can approach anyone and the next day you'll be forgotten about because it doesn't matter. No one really cares as much as an adult. And that's what's so liberating about it. And one thing that makes dating as an adult so much easier. You can approach people and then you're forgotten the next day because it doesn't matter. To whereas in school, it's like, oh, they'll be talking about it for like the next week or two, a month even. Another thing I forgot to mention originally when recording this video is the talking stage. Because the talking stage in adulthood versus your teenage years does change a bit. A lot of the time, high schoolers just can't communicate their actual wants and needs, and it just ends up being delivered wars. Social media plays such a big role in this and what is to be expected, and it makes people stray away from actually being themselves and being straightforward. So then you end up getting this relationship on false narratives that you're someone that you really aren't, and your true colors start to show like 3 months in, and everything just falls apart. Dating, or at least the talking stage in high school, is often just immature. It's more of a battle of who can make a move and not end up being a screenshot in a group chat. It's a scary culture because one day you could be making a move and another day 3 different groups are laughing at you, because that's just how gossip gets around. Now that doesn't mean you shouldn't date at all during your high school years. It's because of those early experiences is what helps set you up for success in a real relationship later on down the road. Another thing is most people in high school just aren't mature enough yet to really communicate their wants and needs effectively enough to their partner for the relationship to last long term, and most of the people there are just there to mess around anyways and not willing to commit to someone yet. Relationships in high school are really more seen as just a status symbol, just a reason to say you have a girlfriend or boyfriend just so you don't seem like a loser in the eyes of everyone else, which I think is just very dumb. You can easily tell the real relationships apart though in high school because those are the ones that last all throughout. There's also the other side of this where most just see it as a game, the Riz culture you could say, where it's more of, yo, you guys think I can bag her over there, instead of, I really want to get to know her. I'm not saying this doesn't exist in the dating scene as an adult, because it absolutely does, but now it's just more of, dude, she's really cute. I really want to get to know her, but I'm too scared to talk to her. And this comes from all those years of the high school dating experience, whereas an adult, most of these issues you face just don't really exist anymore, but most people are so stuck in that mindset because it was just ingrained into them at such an early stage of life. So a lot of people are still in this mindset of, in high school, to where I need to make this work or else I'm gonna get laughed at by everyone, or I'm just not gonna try so that I won't have to be able to face being rejected at all. That's valid. I feel that. I'm still like a pussy when it comes to approaching people. Like, I'm still very scared. That's definitely something I gotta get over. It's a flaw of mine. But that leads me to my next point. when you become an adult, of course, you know, teenagers do this anyways. It's not good, but as an adult, you unlock a new feature to dating. You unlock dating apps. Okay, so I know there's a lot of mixed opinions. I even gave my own opinion on this, on how I feel that if you don't know where to start and you're afraid to approach people in person, then this isn't a bad alternative if you're an introvert. However, in that video, I did kind of make it out to be like, this is the be-all end-all, when that's just not true at all. No. In the end, do I think dating apps are better than meeting in person, you know, naturally? No. Absolutely not. Meeting in person, like meeting your partner in person and not through a dating app, is way better, way more natural of a thing than meeting through dating apps, which is, you know, filtered out by artificial stuff like looks and everything like that. Looks, text games. Whereas in person, you know, this gets filtered out immediately. But yeah, to all you people saying, you know, shitting on me, you know, all these people saying like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. This is literally an ad for Bumble and Tinder. They should sponsor me though. But that's not what I was getting at. I was getting at if you feel that you were too scared to approach in person, you're an introvert, you're a creative introvert, and you know how to take good photos, then this isn't a bad option. But is it the be-all end-all? No. Absolutely not. But as a teenager, you simply just don't have access to this at all. You know, that's just not, it's not something in your inventory, not in your arsenal. As an adult, it gets easier with age, you know? That's what I feel that a lot of people don't really understand, is that's why you see these people, you know, the super seniors that come back for the freshmen, the weirdos. I can't get anyone in the adult world, so I have to go back and get the mind. This is something that's unspoken about. As you get older, as a guy, speaking from a guy's perspective, as you get older, dating gets easier. A lot of girls like older guys. Kind of puts me in a weird spot because I like girls who are older than me. If you're my age or older, then you know, just hit me up in my DMs. DMs are open.
God, what are you doing?
Okay, I'll stop. I know that I haven't even seen the peak of my dating life yet. I'm not claiming to be like super Chad, you know, I get all the women. No, that's just not the case. Just not the case at all, especially, you know, since I'm a shorter guy. As everyone knows, I'm not tall. In fact, I'm a whopping 5'6". You can even confirm this. If you meet me in person, you'll probably be looking down at me. But even then, me being short, I can still find success. That's one thing that I feel a lot of people just miss entirely, is that if you're short, it is not over for you. That's definitely something that I thought for a while. You know, I used to be really insecure about my height, but it's once you realize, once you just accept who you are, that there's nothing you can do to change it. There's no height growing method that's gonna make you taller, unless you just somehow magically become taller, then great. It's not the end of the world. I've literally seen guys who are 5'2" get more girls than me. I tell you what. But there's one thing that dating as a teenager has over like adulthood, and it's that I lied to you guys actually just now. I actually did date in my teenage years, just not in a way that I was proud of. Because you see, I was one of those people, you know, on Discord that had an online relationship. I know, it sucked. It was not great at all. I would never do that ever again, because it is the worst thing ever. I hate long distance. No, absolutely not. But the thing is with that, is that dating in your teenage years feels like a movie. It's like everything feels so romantic. Everything just feels so much more special to you, especially since the first partner you have, that's your first perception of a relationship. So it feels like you're gonna be together forever. This is the person for me. Then eventually when it doesn't work out, it's like the end of the world. So everything just feels more dramatic. You know, during these teenage years, you're raging hormones. Your mind is still developing. My mind is still developing too. I'm not 25 yet. They say that it finishes at 25. I'm only 20. But it's not to say that's gone as an adult, because it definitely still does feel like that. Like after you become an adult, that effect is still there. It's just that it's not as amplified, or it's that girls feel it a lot more. You know, every girl that I'm with, you could kind of just see it in their eyes. It's kind of like they see this whole thing as a movie. That brings me to my next thing, is that yes, it's easier to, you know, get relationships as an adult. I feel, in my opinion, I didn't start getting play until I was an adult. And that goes back to my other point, is that when I got older, it got easier. But of course, girls like guys that are older than them. So it puts me in a tough spot. You know, I'm trying to get the cougars, but they look at me and they're like, you're still basically in the balls. Like, get the f out of here. But It's an entirely different game that you need to play. It's an entirely different ballpark. And the fact that I even just called it a game should probably give you a lot of insight onto what it's like. There's some people out there that play games with you and only keep you around because they like having another notification on their phone to fuel their narcissistic ego. You know, the kind that tells you right to your face that they love you but are secretly talking to 5 other dudes. So now you're messed up for a little bit and have trust issues. And then because you're emotionally scarred, you start playing the same games with other people as a way to feel better about yourself and fuel your own ego, but you just end up hurting more people in the end. Ideally, you just don't interact with those people in the first place, and you're right. That's exactly what you should do and move on. But come on, revenge is fun, especially for the people who absolutely deserve it. It's not all like that. There's a lot of people, you know, when you become an adult that I've met that they don't play those games. They want a real relationship. They want something long term. And that's that a lot of girls, you know, a lot of people that I've met, you know, as a guy, more girls are open to long-term relationships. Whereas in high school, that's just not really the case. Now, you see people getting into relationships just to be in relationships, just to say that they have a boyfriend or girlfriend. To whereas in adulthood, there's a lot less people that play these games. It could also depend on your area. I mean, I do live very close to a very large university. So I don't know, maybe over there, it's a bit different, you know, a lot of people playing games there, playing psychological mind games. But, you know, for the most part, it's like everyone is looking for a genuine connection, not just getting into a relationship just to say that they have a partner, which is nice. It's very nice to have, you know, all these people actually taking you seriously for once. If I had to say, I very much prefer dating as an adult than when I was a teenager. It's an entirely different ballpark. I think it's just better. You move on to better people. It's like when you're a teenager, everyone is both insecure and just immature. Everyone just like, they mess with you. They play all these games with you. Whereas in adulthood, that pretty much just gets thrown out the window. You are a lot more likely to find someone that fits your standards as an adult. But that's the thing. The reason why a lot of these people, why a lot more people feel that it's over for them after high school is because they don't do anything to improve. They don't do anything to improve themselves. If you look at me when I was in high school, it's no secret as to why, you know, I didn't really get any attention from women or girls. As an adult now, you know, as things have changed, even just looking at me through this camera, it's because I've been putting in this effort to change, you know, learn new things, mature as a person, do better, learn how to go on more fun dates, how to make them more interesting, how to hold conversations. That's why it has gotten better and has gotten easier. And that's why a lot of girls prefer older guys, because older guys mean more experience and more maturity to lead the relationship a lot better. However, some of these age gaps are just unacceptable. Some of you guys are freaking weirdos. I don't get it. So, no, it's not over for you after graduating. No. In fact, it's only getting started. That's when your dating life actually gets started, really. I know for a fact this is a more universal experience. Once you start getting older, as you get out of your teenage years, you get into your 20s, it's like all of a sudden people are like, oh, this is an older person. You know, I think I want to get with this person now. Did I say everything? Did I get everything out there? I feel like I've said everything. I might be forgetting something. I can't think of it in the moment. And I might just like add it into the video later. Now, if I had to give it a score, is it better dating as a teenager or as an adult? By far an adult. Oh my gosh. Way, way better by a long shot. You can't even convince me otherwise. No, there's literally like, no. It's just better in every way possible. It might just be my bias, my personal experience, but that's just what I think. Of course, I could just get someone else in the comments being like, no, you're dumb, this doesn't work, and here's why. But I do know. What if I told you guys that I know this secret to get any partner you want? Whether you're a girl or a guy, whatever the heck you are, I know this secret. Now, you gotta listen closely, because they don't ever want me to tell you this. So the thing you gotta do, how you get everyone, is you really just need to